was 11, my parents got divorced. When I hit 12, we had moved in with my godmother. We're still in Jersey, just to get ourselves situated, essentially. It was me, my mother, and my two younger siblings. Moved in with my godmother, my two god sisters and her family, and essentially there was just a lot of stuff going on. It wasn't working anymore, and so we had came home from school one day, and my mom and my godmother had a conversation where she said, you know, this isn't going to work, and you have 24 hours to leave my house. And so I went to school the next day. My mom picked me up, and we ended up going to the Red Roof Inn Motel on Route 1 for about 2 weeks. And then one day after school, my mom picked us up, and then we ended up going to Katzenbach at the homeless shelter over there, where we were for 4 months. And in April, we were able to get housing at that point. So we were able to move out of the shelter. But the shelter itself was great. Like they had an art room, and I would spend a lot of my time there after school. After I did all my homework, I learned to sew in that room. I did a lot of painting in that room. The art teacher was great. And then at some point I got introduced to Mr. Chris and the Joy, Hopes, and Dreams program. I was in the Joy, Hopes, and Dreams program all through adolescence until I graduated high school. So it was nice to interact with different kids, similar backgrounds, but from different areas, to do teen night when I was able to do teen night, or to do Friday fun night, or tutoring was always great. I had the best tutor ever. She was awesome, Miss Bina. It was fun. I just had fun. My educational background, I am a Rutgers grad through and through, undergraduate and master's. I graduated with my bachelor's in public health and my master's in epidemiology, and now I'm an epidemiologist full-time. I think Homefront helped me, I think, on my path to college, just by exposing me to different programs, having mandatory tutoring sessions Monday and Tuesday, and having Miss Bina as my tutor. And we always talked about college, and we always talked about what we wanted to do and grades and things like that. So making sure that my grades were good. Having events at TCNJ really was helpful as well, because you got firsthand exposure to being on a college campus. And as a 12, 13-year-old, you're not thinking about college, but I think having exposure to that subconsciously might have instilled something that allowed me to take steps in that direction. One of the things that is really important that Homefront gives to kids is the idea to find a passion through whatever event that they're doing. So if you go to tutoring and you realize that you like tutoring, you might realize that you want to be a teacher, or going to the arts and crafts programs in Lawrenceville, you might realize that you love art. What does that look like? You want to be a photographer. I went to photography camp through Homefront. Homefront gives kids the opportunity to find their vision, find what sets their soul on fire, even if they're too young to recognize that it sets their soul on fire. But just laying foundation for them to find themselves in the midst of trauma. Looking back on my story, it's incredible to see or remember myself being 12 and being homeless in the Homefront program, and now being 27 and being a master's degree holder in epidemiology, doing what I love. I don't think my 12-year-old self would have imagined I'd be here, but we're here.